Welcome. This is our annual holiday greetings to our friends and neighbours. Yvonne and I want to wish you a happy holiday season and a healthy and prosperous new year. First, looking at our outside decorations, on the left we have upstairs is Yvonne's office with an infinity snowman and a small tree. More on that tree later. Downstairs we have that golden tree, which is a Santa Claus tree and is got a large Santa Claus on the top of it. To its right we have a snowman tree covered with ornamental Christmas balls. On the front door we have our wreath, which is done in the Williamsburg style. To its left we have a grumpy old Santa glaring out of the window. On the right we have a spooky 8-foot tall nutcracker playing a trumpet. On the far right is my office is upstairs with an infinity tree and another tree, more on that tree later. On the lower level on the left we have another Santa tree, again covered with ornamental balls, and to its right we have something called our shaped tree, which has all various different types of ornaments on it. There's no real theme to it. We'll take a look at each of these in turn as we go through the house. As you come in the hallway, facing you there is a large poinsettia tree done in 3 different colours, dark red, red and white, in a spiral pattern. This comprises of 96 poinsettias, and actually when it's night the lights are on, it glows from the inside red. Festooned around the top of the landing with our usual pattern of obis. Yvonne collects the obis, which are the Japanese style belts to go on kimonos, and some of them are exceedingly beautiful in both design and colour. If we turn right into the dining room, we've set up the Dickens 12 Days of Christmas Village. Now there are the individual houses and characters here, but there's one missing, so you have to figure out which one it is. We have the 3 French hens, we have drummers drumming here and also maids milking. There are the swans swimming, 5 gold rings. There's the partridge in the pear tree, and there are some ladies dancing around it. There are some geese. They don't seem to be laying, but there's geese. Here's the 2 turtle doves. There's the 4 calling birds. And there's some lords leaping. So did you get which one's missing? In this room we also have the Santa tree. You can see it here with a big Santa head on the front of it. That's the one you see from outside. There's another one on this side. And then the whole tree is decorated with Santa ornaments. To the right there is a set of Santa figurines. There's also a Santa with his own tree just behind them. We have a little group of Santas on the trolley to the left, and then you can see some of the ornaments that are shaped like Santa on the tree. There are hundreds, by the way. The next tree is our first ball tree. It comprises of hand-blown and hand-painted ornaments, mainly by the creator of Christmas ornaments called Christopher Radko. And I've taken some shots, close-ups of some of these ornaments to just see how beautiful they are when you really look at them closely. These are mainly collector's pieces and actually now getting quite old, so we have to be very careful with them because they're very delicate. If you cross the hallway into the library, there's our second ball tree. A very similar thing with a snowman's head on it, but then covered with, again, hand-blown and hand-painted ornaments from Radko. I've again taken some close-up pictures of them to show just how exquisite some of the designs are. And again, they're all exceedingly delicate. We try not to break more than one of them a year. In the far corner of the library we have our oddball tree or shaped ornaments tree. As you can see by a close-up of these are a very eclectic collection of shaped ornaments, bells, cones and such like. Actually in this picture, the one to the top right, is the most valuable ornament in our collection. It was given 2 Emmy winners at the Emmy show as part of their gift bag, and we managed to get one of those. It's the little fellow with the smile on his face. Carrying on into the sunroom, you can see why it's called the sunroom. Look at the decorations on the wall. We have our oldest design tree, which actually dates back more than 20 years. It's called our spectral tree, and it is graded from red to violet from top to bottom. And if you look closely, you see not only are the lights graded in that way, but the ornaments are also graded in that way. Now, those with a scientific bent will notice that the gradation is the wrong way round. Red should be at the top and blue should be at the bottom. But nonetheless, the reason for that is we had far more red lights than violet lights. So it had to be that way around. In that same room, we have the Dickensian village, the Dickensian London, which shows of the Department 56 rendition of all the various characters from both from the 12 Days of Christmas and also from the Christmas Carol novel by Charles Dickens. Yvonne and I happen to have grown up in the town where Charles Dickens was born, so we were regaled with Dickens stories from early childhood. For those who are familiar with what we've done here before, we used to have a train set in the display, but we removed that because it didn't work. And we've now got some newcomers there. Starting top left, we have the Royal Greenwich Observatory, the place where time is measured worldwide. We have the Houses of Parliament with the Big Ben Tower, and also the Westminster Abbey right next to it. We have Tower Bridge in the top right, and then there's Buckingham Palace at the bottom left. Then there's the Tower of London itself in the middle, and over to the right we have the Windsor Great Castle. The Queen is moving out of there in a royal coach, which is odd because she's standing outside Buckingham Palace as well. The centre of our display is the family room, of course, where we spend most of our time. And this is a montage of many different trees. We have our usual gold and silver trees there with the attendant gold and silver Santas. In the middle we actually have Santa with a deer. He doesn't have 8 tiny reindeer. He decided instead to have one very large reindeer to do his sleigh work. Around the fireplace we have a set of nutcrackers, and in the middle of the fireplace we actually have the Nutcracker Ballet going on. More on all of this later. Say hello to our reindeer. He's called Homer because on a whim Yvonne brought it home from Homestead Gardens. You can see in the corner there's a great big pile of presents which I'm dying to get opened, but I'm not allowed to do so until Christmas Day. And Santa himself has a bunch of presents to deliver to all the kids. Here are the nutcrackers, to quote Gilbert, in serried ranks assembled. You can see there's a large variety of nutcrackers. In fact, it's hard finding a new or different nutcracker to add to the collection. And we have some nutcrackers guarding the presents over here, some very large ones. Let's take a closer look at the ballet. You can see it's going on here on the left. The magical tree that grows during the ballet is adorned with various characters from the Nutcracker itself. And if you look at the stage at the moment, the princess is being shown the Italian dance, the Chinese dance, and the Arabian dance. And you have the Mouse King, Drosselmeyer, and the Nutcracker popping out of boxes at the very front of the stage. Here's a ground level view of the family room with a shelf of poinsettias at the front. And if you look, even the chairs in there have got covers with Christmas themes on them. Now we go upstairs and look at the 2 trees I mentioned before. The one on the left is Yvonne's office tree. It's a book tree. This is a new addition to our collection, or her collection, and it's of course covered with books, being her theme. On the right I have what I call my reflections tree. Now this is a tree with 50 branches with 10 lights on each branch. So there's 500 lights in this. Each branch also has 3 reflective balls. And if you work out how many reflections there are in this, assuming there's multiple reflections between the balls, there's actually more reflections in this tree than there are grains of sand on the planet Earth. Just a peculiarity of math. So no matter what holiday you're celebrating, I have the messages on the left here in various languages for the holiday season, and on the right for the Happy New Year. Good luck with trying to pronounce all of those. But we do wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.